Wow, what up, y'all? This your boy DJ Rooster back at it again for some more basketball talk. Y'all know what it is. LSU, 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 LSU. Oh, that song came out. That was in the fucking 2009. You know what I'm saying? That was a long time ago. I know LSU had so many songs. That's elite ball knowledge. If anybody remember that one, that's a long time ago. But what up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Rooster back at it again. And I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. Y'all better put some on LSU. LSU's winning the championship. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only way LSU don't win is if there's like a massive collapse. Because LSU is just built for the postseason. This team is built for the postseason. But even before we start, we're gonna be looking at the notes a lot more for this video because I said games were a long time ago, and it took me a while to get to it. Now it's fresh in my memory, so I'll be looking way more at the notes. And before we even get started, for real, we got to give a shout out to Jackson State Dolphins. Special Jennings. She's going to be a hell of a coach. She already is a hell of a coach. That team, so when I was watching Jacksonville, for the first thoughts in my mind was, if LSU plays like this, they will be unstoppable. Jacksonville plays such a clean, efficient game. I love watching them play. The ball moves, zips. It's like springy. Everybody knows what they're doing. Rotations are good. Like Jacksonville plays basketball the right way. And you know how I was right? Because next game, LSU played like Jacksonville and bust that ass and played the best game they all the entire season. That's what I've been crying about all year. Kim Mulkey finally got a head out of her freaking ass with this small ball nonsense. When I go small, it's fun when we run and shit. I don't give a fuck how fun and run it is. How fun it is to watch him run up and down the court. Kate, your best fucking defender. Keep her on the court. But it's actually game changing how elite Kate is defensively. If she wasn't getting holed by Chris Mulkey all year, she really could have been in a defensive player of the year conversation. She really should have won that bitch if she would have played all year. She was on some Anthony Davis type shit. Like, I've never seen a single individual defender really like affect the game in the same kind of way that Kate does. I saw her guard a perimeter on one of the plays in the Texas Tech game. No, we're gonna get to Texas Tech. Talk about Jacksonville, then we'll go to Texas Tech after. But Jacksonville, like I said, they couldn't even get the ball in the post, bro. And so they just stopped throwing it inside. But like Coach Mulkey, and we'll talk about it when we get to the post game, how she be talking out both sides of her ass. But once again, I'm gonna give her credit for finally coming around. Cause y'all know me, if y'all watch the channel long enough, y'all know I hate small ball with a fucking passion. That's not to say there's no time for it. It should be used. It's a change up. It's a change of pace, not as your main thing. Kate would have been even further along. Like how good she played, she would have been further along if she would have been played more like she should have been. Yeah, her hands were bad, but I think she would have got over her bad hands if she would have played them more. But even with her bad hands and her bad rebounding, she was such an amazing defender. The LSU hangs their hats on defense, and Mulkey just learned that we're a defensive team. And then in the press conference, that's how I got to call out. She's talking bullshit in the press conference. Like we're hanging defensive rebounding. Well, rebounding, yeah, because you'll pull Kate out because of bad rebounding. But I'll take the bad rebounding because, and it's just a thing in women's college anyway, the shooting just isn't as good in like women's college to really punish you for that anyway. So there's such a premium on defense because they're not the way to beat LSU is 3-point shooting. That's the only way to beat LSU. That's how we lost to South Carolina when Tessa Johnson went off, and then they put Bella on to shut it down. All the games lost because of 3-point shooting. And when we don't play our fucking bigs and the destroyers on the inside, son, that's it. But we have the personnel to really to clamp down if they start shooting threes, start getting hot. We got the personnel to cover that too. And the reason why, once again, because Kate is so good defensively on the inside. It's like she's not just the block shots. It's the deferred shots, and it's the fact that people don't even throw the ball inside when she's on the court, and then it warps the entire offense of the opposing team. What I notice is whatever Case dominating on the inside, they'll run some actions to try to pull her out, and that's when teams will start scoring. Both Jacksonville and Texas Tech did this. She was dominating down low. Texas Tech tried to put that big chick on. They tried everything. But they tried everything. And yet Kim Mulkey wants to take her out because of bad rebounding. Like, the value she gives you on the defensive end just trumps any bad rebounding game. Just period. It does. If you don't believe it, you don't know what it's talking about. And Kim Mulkey finally was like, all right, I'm just going to leave her in the game. I remember a couple games ago, Kate had just gotten the game, and then she missed a rebound, and then Mulkey pulled her right back out and yelled at her and said, well, yeah, okay, nobody's perfect. While your guards were fucking up all game. That's a whole thing. Kim Mulkey lets the guards do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? Jordan got a DNP for whatever reason against Jacksonville. I don't get it. I mean, I didn't even look into why. But Jordan came out like a beast in the Texas Tech game. Well, she came out bad. Actually, she came out sluggish. But she picked it up in like the second half because she was like rusty because she didn't really get any playing time, which is weird as a senior too. I don't know what she did. I don't know. I didn't even look into it. But so let me run down to Jacksonville real quick. A few things I didn't notice other than Kate finally getting the minutes that she needed to. Flaugier laying out. Remember in the game, the last game before an SEC tournament that we played, Flaugier. I said she wasn't looking right, and now she looks healthy. She looks clean, mate. She was moving so well. Oh man. I love me some Flaugier Johnson, dog. Especially when she moves, when she plays like Drew Holiday. That is her archetype, man. Y'all know me. I'm a Drew Holiday stan, all right? I'm not going to say, but hey, I'm his biggest fan, all right? I am Drew Holiday's biggest fan. And Flaugier, that is her archetype that she needs to look at. They're not necessarily going to excel in a lot of things except maybe like defense. Maybe excel in one thing. And then be just really solid at everything else. And eventually you'll be elite at everything else. The Flaugier has that smooth kind of game. Because like Flaugier, she's not going to bust you down offensively all the time. Just like Drew. Like he could score like in his prime like 25 a game. But he's not but he wasn't one of those dudes that you could really let's say just give the ball to him, get that. He gets in the flow of the game. And he uses different kind of tricks, you know what I'm saying? Now, Portland Drew is like, hey, so he turned into an offensive beast at the end of his career, you know what I'm saying? So this dude's stinking from three that he always was a decent three-point shooter. He was usually like a streaky three-point shooter. But like now, this motherfucker just hitting mid-range. So his offensive game, that's gonna be Flaugier, you know what I'm saying? First, work on everything else. Keep your smooth decision making. She has so many tools. And that's why when she slows it down, she could better effectively use them. Ever since she slowed it down a couple months ago, she has been significantly more offensive, better, passing. Everything's better. I'm saying. And once again, it was a 50-point blowout, so there wasn't really much to talk about. Except, well, one thing I will say, the refs in the Jacksonville game, like I said, LSU did not need the assistance for the ref. Every time we even got breathed on and called a foul. That's what I'm saying. Jacksonville would have absolutely smoked Texas Tech. If Jacksonville would have played Jacksonville would have played Texas Tech, they would have fucking smoked that team. I was very impressed with Jacksonville. That game really should have been closer than it was. But the refs just wouldn't let them play. And it was a shame because I really wanted to see Jacksonville play, but the refs just wouldn't let them. That's it's what it is. I normally say I take those, but I was actually pissed at the game. I was like, son, LSU doesn't need the help. We don't need the help. Stop. But the refs are off all game, and it is what it is. But that team, Precious Williams, she's a man. She's a fire coach, and that team gonna be fired. Like so, that program is in good hands. But yeah, Florida looked good. We was getting all the whistles pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much. We was efficient. Jacksonville was very efficient. I wrote down a specific time with the refs. Like Flaugier at 6:44 in the third quarter. Flaugier ran over this chick, dog. Boy, the refs looked block. I'm like, son, what are you doing, dog? Like we don't. I like the way Jacksonville plays, and I wanted to see them play more. It's unfortunate that the refs got in the way. But they're gonna be in the tournament for the foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying? They are a really good team. Now they're gonna have to win every year. They'll win their conference every year. So it's a small team. It's cool. But if they show consistent dominance, yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. And I don't understand why Jordan didn't get in. At first I thought she was hurt. Yeah, I thought she was hurt, but I guess she just didn't get the DMP. Fulwiley had another play. Fulwiley had another play where she just ran to somebody, tossed it up, and they gave her the foul. Man, the officiating was so bad. But once again, LSU won. We dominated. And here's what it is. What happened? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the notes for that game. Just officiating was garbage. I want to see him play, but here's what it is. And then, all right, so now we go to the post game for that one. Yeah, as I said before in my other videos, Michaela, I love listening to her interviews post game. She has really good media training, and she's just really good for the media. I like Flaugier. Flaugier, she's a little bit looser, you know what I'm saying? she's just really in the element. I like Flaugier in her interview too, you know what I'm saying? They're two different styles, but they're really good interviewees, I should say. All right, so now let's go to the hold up 1 second. All right, found it. Texas Tech game. As soon as the first quarter hit, y'all know exactly what I said. What I would say if y'all kept up. Full court press does not work on LSU. What was the other team? I think was Tennessee. Yeah, and when I saw the matchup and I saw that they press all game, I was like, yeah, they're gonna slaughter. Automatic loss. If you full court press all LSU, you automatically lose. Automatic. That's like yeah, LSU, their greatest strength is their depth. So I kept saying about Kim and not playing on rotation and shortening the rotation at the end of the season, all that weird shit she was doing. Use your depth, play your players, and rest. And get these people rest. Jordan and Kate should have had way more minutes during the season. But once again, as long as Kim Mulkey sticks to what the hell she did, because I still got to see her against good teams. So once again, like I said, that South Carolina game, Kim Mulkey has a lot of less miles in her. She's great against everybody else, but when she plays like actual good people, it's like she forgets how to coach. Because her standard is small ball, just like Les Miles' standard was like that 3 yards in the cloud of dust bullshit. But it's like, even though he had all the talent, he had all the talent in the world and couldn't figure out how to run more, sophisticated schemes and shit, you know what I'm saying? So whenever he went to Nick Saban and that shit doesn't work, he instead of using the skills of his players, Les Miles just 3 yards in the cloud of dust, 9-6, and then we lost in the championship game because he played that garbage style. Hopefully she's learned and doesn't go back to him. Once again, we got to see how she does against a good team. Has she figured it out? I hope so. I thought she figured it out before. But then she went right back to that small ball bullshit of putting Z at the fucking power forward. You know what I'm saying? Which she can do, but that's not an optimal position. She even said Z's optimal position is the 3, or the 2. So why the fuck you sticking at the 4 to 5 all the time? Yes, she can do it, but it's not necessarily optimal. You know what I'm saying? It's optimal in certain lineups, but not for long stretches of time. Because he still has no thing to learn as far as like defensive rotations go. She's not as crisp on the defensive end as you would have liked. As far as like team defense, individual defense, she's gonna give you max effort. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to knowing where you need to be and like knowing how to rotate, she's still getting there. I mean, she's gonna be great. Like I said, we have great freshmen. But as far as Texas Tech, yeah, look, they said they did full court. It's over with. For the first, this game was never in question, like ever. There wasn't a single point where I was like, this is going to be a good game. As soon as I saw Texas Tech and that full court press, I said, this is going to be a 50-point game. And we beat them by a larger margin than we beat the other fucking team. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, Jacksonville's going to be good. I would have loved to see them play Texas Tech. They would have slaughtered Texas Tech. Maybe not slaughtered. They would have handled them. And I don't think it would have been. I think it would have been like a 10-point game. Watching Texas Tech play and watching Jacksonville, like I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Jacksonville. Because then they said Texas Tech, what they do? I mean, Flaugier and Kate, yes, okay, so I really want to talk about Flaugier and Kate. Really did they fucking thing in the Texas Tech game. They need the game ball, but possibly Jada. Jada didn't play like amazing, but she played good enough. Her hitting that 3 at the end of the game. So I jumped up. All of us really was watching the game. It was like, yes, we got to 100. So she could deserve the game ball too. But like as far as the 2 best players, Flaugier and Kate were the 2 best by far. Flaugier played probably the best game I've seen him play. Under control, good passing. Man, she's got so many moves in the bag. And man, this was the best game. She hit the step back, boop, whop. So that's she was feeling herself. So she liked to get into the flow of the game a little bit. Like, all right, I've scored a couple buckets. All right, let me take a little step back. Let me hit that little 3. See what's up with it. Now I did notice somebody in the comments was trying to throw some shade on. Well, not shade, but try to highlight some friction, I guess. They said with Malaysia, Flaugier and Michaela and them. And I do think there is something to that. I don't really think it's much. I think it's more because of, we talked about before, Malaysia's play style. And even Kamoki alluded to it in this press conference. When you're playing with Malaysia, there's just a certain kind of awareness you need to have at all times on the court. It puts an extra stress on you because you always need to be looking for the pass. Because she's going to pass that bitch in the crazy situations. Even though if you understand basketball and more, then you should understand when she's going to pass it. The places where she passes is at, it's not completely unpredictable. It's the right basketball play. But the thing is, Flaugier, being a primary ball handler, is not really used to receiving passes like that. Michaela's another one too. She's another primary ball handler that they use both of them. She plays some off ball, but they put the ball in their hands. And they're not really good with playing with Malaysia. So you can't really play Malaysia with Flaugier and Michaela. And then you can't really play it with Jada either. Because you need the ball in Malaysia's hand. And even though she's really good, she's good off ball. But there's just some chemistry issues. And she plays much better with the role players because they're already just standing around anyway, waiting for passes anyway. So she plays way better with Kate and like Knox and players like that. So I understand basketball wise, the Malaysia and Flaugier doesn't really fit together yet. Because once again, Flaugier already has a high mental stack because we have a bunch of moves like that, and that's part of where she was struggling for that stretch because she was just going too fast. When you move at that speed, it's harder to process all the tools that you have and what tool is optimal for a situation. She did a lot of charges early on this season. She was moving too fast. And now that she slowed it down, she's going like she's way better. But when you move it too fast, that's a higher mental stack, and it lowers your timing. So when you're playing with Malaysia, that's an extra on top of the mental stack. And you're already maxed out. But you're playing like Flaugier is already been maxed out for all the things. When she's in the flow, boom, all the options just kind of flow naturally. But then you put that extra pressure on top of playing with Malaysia. Because once again, you're playing with Flo Wiley, you just have to be aware on the court at all times. That no matter who you are, where you are, you just have to know the ball could be coming to you. And there's just an extra sense of attention to detail that you have to have. Even though she should be able to play with Michaela more. I mean, that's another thing. Honestly, I'm more disappointed in the fact that, Flo Wiley and Michaela don't really have the right chemistry. Especially Michaela being a big body, man. She got the tools. She could post up somebody while Malaysia's dancing, man. Her Malaysia and Michaela really should be a really good 1-2 combo based on the skill sense. I don't know why. Well, once again, I think it's the Flaugier thing because Michaela and Flaugier are like that. You know what I'm saying? They're together. Their chemistry is like off the charts. So it's a weird kind of like triangle thing. So it makes sense why Malaysia is better. Just bring Malaysia off the bench and let her play with the bench unit. Don't even let her share the floor with Flaugier and them right now. Now, if this was early in the season, they could have did some more, working out in the season. But once again, because of classes and everything, it's hard to really get the chemistry. So everything's working out. Just leave that alone, and all y'all just chill out when it comes to does a team like Malaysia or not. Well, I think they do. And I'm sure there's some aspects they find frustrating about playing with her. But at the end of the day, everything works out. Let's not mess nothing up. Yeah, so let's get back to Texas. Malaysia played much better defense. Talking about Malaysia. First, because she's definitely our weakest defender on the team. That's not even debatable. So I understand why she wasn't in the defensive all team. And yes, she did lead the league in blocks, lead the SEC in blocks, and was second in steals. She was first in steals for a long time. I think Chavez or somebody might have passed her up or something. But her defensive fundamentals, as far as staying in front of people, just isn't there. She played way better in this game. Because Malaysia, I think the last game before the one we lost to South Carolina, she played in one of the worst defensive games I've ever seen her play. It was awful. Too much fishing, and bad footwork. But Malaysia, it's clear they're looking at the tape. But what's the dude? Oh man, they said the dude. What's his name? The guy that's always yelling on the sidelines, man. He's always yelling, man. He's always in a bad mood. Apparently, he's like the secret weapon. He's like the shadow leader of the team. He comes in with the points. He breaks out the tape. He has the game plans. Man, I wish I could think of his name, man. As soon as I stop recording, I'm gonna remember it. Son, dude, big dude with the glasses. But he probably sat it down and was like, "Hey, look at all this shit. You see this tape? That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the Pelicans. I was like, how can you not watch the tape and not see that these are the problems with the team?" Oh man, hey man, LSU, they're able to actually look at the tape, see the problem, and address it. Once again, it's up to Moki to keep the game plan because whenever she plays South Carolina, she just forgets everything and becomes Les Miles going against Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? It's just so we'll see. This team will go as far as Kim Mulkey takes them. That is it. Flaugier, yes, but this team has enough talent to, even if Flaugier is having an off day or whatever, this team has enough talent to overcome anything. And she has enough skills. Okay, I'm not hitting like that. She could pass good enough. She could still draw enough of the defense to really make you punish when she's not, scoring. But Kim Mulkey, if Kim's fucking up, there's no getting around it. If she gets mad at Kate for missing a rebound, takes out the game, and it runs a small ass lineup, and we get punished. There's nothing we can do about it. So it's all on Kim Mulkey. That's really what it is. But I will say, what was it? Bailey Boppin. I'll put down Bailey. Was it Bailey Boppin or Bailey Boppin? Whoever the fuck it was from Texas. She carried the damn team. At one point, she scored all 12. She had all 12 Texas Tech points. She was the only one. She was hooping. The little bopping, stop it. Once again, how'd I say you beat LSU? 3-point shooting. That's the only way to beat them. But once again, there's just not enough good shooting in like women's college to really punish LSU like that. You might have one good 3-point shooter a team. But in order to beat LSU, everybody got hit the three. That's just how it is. LSU interior defense is too good. This might be the best college women's team in the history of NCAA. There's really like 10 WNBA players on this fucking team. Like we got like at least 8 players that's going to be playing in the WNBA. We already know we got Flau'jae, Michaela, Jada, Malaysia, fucking Bella Hines, and Z. So that's already 7. Like that. And 2 of them are freshmen, you know what I'm saying? Like deep. We got NBA players. And Michaela can play in the NBA right now. She has that NBA body and that NBA style. Like she can go right now. Like even as a junior. Like Michaela, you can play and get buckets now. Now she's not gonna have that consistency as a Flau'jae. She's built for that versatility, and she's gonna be able to be used on like any team, as long as she keeps her scoring consistent. It's as long as Flau'jae keeps her passing crisp and her scoring consistent, she can be used on any team. But Michaela, she's that offensive archetype, that big body bruiser you can just throw down low against mismatches and go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, she's a bit inconsistent on the offensive end, but that's where, time comes. But the other girl, like I said, she was hooping, though. That's the only Texas Tech player that was really hooping like that. So, I don't know. So, once again, if you have a bunch of shooters, then yes, then you could beat LSU. But Kim Mulkey, she really needs to... she really needs to play Kate and Joyner together more often. She didn't play them a single minute together in this game. This is weird. They should at least play together a little bit. So now what that tells me is that she's not going to use that lineup at all, which is stupid. Kate and Joyner together is a key size lineup, because for the size, there's certain teams that we can just bully them with size. And yes, Joyner isn't great. She's our second worst defender after Malaysia, which is as far as because it's weird because Malaysia does add defensive value with her steals and blocks, but when it comes to just playing straight up defense on somebody, Malaysia's our worst defender, and then it'll be Joyner. But she is so good offensively. I'm watching this last game. She had that all the time, y'all. Y'all wasn't using that. Y'all, you got all these guards running around doing whatever the fuck they want. They can turn the ball over. They can stink it up. She like Steve Kerr. Like I said in the other video, she's like Steve Kerr. She lets the guards get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Her bigs fuck up once and they're gone. So I'm just praying. Kim Mulkey, please learn your lesson. Please let this lesson have been learned already. I don't want to see no fucking, your big made one mistake pulling them out. I don't want to see that. We need the size. Because we need our defensive presence inside and outside. And then with Kate, because Kate is also kind of limited offensively. Sometimes she can ball. So having on the defensive side, on the inside, we have a good defender, a good offensive player. They play off each other so well. Because Kate, she can make up for Joyner's lack of defense. Because Kate already keeps the whole fucking paint locked down. So play them both together. And Joyner, man, she can hoop, man. She's been on the bench all the time. She can really score the ball. They don't run enough plays for her. And that's what her value is. Once again, she's not amazing defensively. So she's on the floor. You should run the offense to her more. Like, I don't get it, you know. But let's see what else we got. Jada, yeah, and McKelly picked it up defensively, yes. Really, in that game, everybody was locked in defensively, yeah, and I put that in all caps. That was in the second quarter. Yeah, that was in the second quarter. I wrote that down. Every single player was locked in defensively. Even Jordan took about like a couple quarters to get into the rhythm. Oh, that's not okay. One thing I learned about Jordan. If you're watching this, I kind of want to say, well, the scouting team's not going to see this video. LSU fans, y'all might hold up. LSU fans, y'all might see this. And look, and Jordan, if it's just so happens you see this video, son, you need to learn how to fucking rotate off your right leg. And really, I've noticed Jordan can only spin off her left leg counterclockwise. She can't spin clockwise off her left. She can only spin off her left counterclockwise. You should be able to spin clockwise or counterclockwise on both of your legs. She can only go this way off her left foot. It's weird as hell. She leaves so many points on the floor. Like, she'll have the basket be right here, the goal's right here. Like, she'll have the defender on her front. Nobody on the back. So there's nobody between her and the basket. She can literally just rotate this way, go with the left end, seal her out with the right, boom, rotate, seal out the right, left. There was many times she could have done that, but instead she spun into the defender and had to go over the right. I'm like, son, you had the basket right there. So I'm trying to watch this, practice rotating clockwise and counterclockwise off both legs. I mean, at this point, it's probably too late to work on pivoting off your right. Which I get it for a right-handed player, it's hard to pivot off your right. You want to use that for your left hand. So, but that's part of being ambidextrous. Like, so you got to be ambidextrous on the basketball court. You got to go out of your way. That's you just leaving points on the table if you can't use your left hand. And at least spin. So yes, work on that. At least look. At least just work on rotating clockwise off your left. So if you're not gonna rotate off your right foot and go off right foot, left hand, fine. Just practice rotating to the basket when there's no freaking defender there. Just look, boom. Seal with the right hand, rotate, step in, right hand, right leg, seal that way, boom, and just go up with it with the left. Just practice that. That's practice that. That's it. Just that. That's the only thing you need to practice. just do that like 1,000 times and then over the next 2 days. Rotate this way, practice. Counterclockwise, clockwise rotations. That was irritating me the whole game. I'm watching it. I'm like, so there's no way I'm watching this. There's no way. But yes, work on that. Bailey, yep, she kept hooping. Again, I later on, she kept it going. Jordan's rhythm was messed up because of the DNP. But in the third quarter is when she really, Jordan, she really came on that third. She's like, I'm about to show y'all motherfuckers. I'm about to show, hey, look. I didn't even know she was a senior too. Like, damn. Treating her like that. She's a senior, she can hoop. But also, not Kim Mulkey. That reminds me of the other girl that has like a condition. She should have gotten the game. I'm talking about, she didn't have a uniform. Or if you don't give her a fucking uniform, somebody give her a uniform so she can get in the game. It's the last game in Tiger Stadium. That old girl didn't even get in. She didn't even get a shot the last when she got in the other game on senior night. They didn't even give her a shot. That was on Jada. Jada, you should have let her get a shot off, bro. I'm so mad at Kim. Like Kim, she just has these things that just irritates me. You know, I don't really want to bury it because I definitely want to talk about the Kim Mulkey and the coaches. I'll bring it up in the short. I'll bring it up in the short, and then it's gonna be an addendum to this. All right. Yeah, I'll bring it up later. All right, continue. Ooh. Yep, third quarter. Let's say we still putting bus to ass, belt to ass, truck to ass, fucking 18 wheeler to ass. We held that leading scorer to 0 points. We held Texas Tech's leading scorer to 0 points through 3 quarters. What I told you, LSU's defense is the number. This team is built off of defense. The offense will come. But we have a bunch of scorers who haven't figured out the feel of the game until like the end. So our offense will look, and we will score points in a very inefficient way. And I was like, man, I can't believe how good our team is, and we don't even play efficient basketball. But just like I said, when it comes to Jacksonville, if LSU plays like Jacksonville, we're unbeatable. And in Texas Tech, we play like Jacksonville, good basketball. This is how basketball is supposed to be played. Oh, man, that was a beauty to watch. Keep doing that. All right. Now, third quarter barrage. Yeah, they hit some threes. They had threes. But that was our third quarter barrage. Yeah. Our defense really clamped up in the third. We allowed 7 points in the third quarter. We allowed 7 points to Texas Tech in the third quarter. Hellacious defense. This team is a defensive team first. And Mulkey is finally realizing that. She's talking all that shit in the press conference. Like, yeah, well, we told his defense around here, right? No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't stress defense. You know what I'm saying? Now you do. I don't care how much Kate fuck up. Leave her in the game. She's the best defender on the team. She's the most impactful defender. Like, so I guess it's like having Kentucky Anthony Davis out there in women's basketball. It's fucking wild. There's like this area of effect. So leave Kate in the fucking game because your guards are good defensively. Because when you have Kate like that, it allows your other good defenders to play even better. Going back to the Pelicans, when we had Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, 2 of the top 5 defenders of all time. If you think otherwise, you're wrong and you don't know basketball. So Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, 2 of the top 5 defenders of all time. Period. And our defense was so elite because especially we had Rondo too, like son. Problem was, you know what I'm saying, a coach was garbage, so he didn't really know how to put defensive schemes to maximize that. He was an offensive coach, and the players just kind of played defense on their own, really. And even offense, Alvin Gentry, don't get me started that fucking guy. Man, Alvin Gentry was garbage. Oh, man, it's trash. But when you have a defensive anchor and guards that can play defense, they maximize each other. They're greater than the strength of their parts. We just have one individually is all right, but we have 2, one at the base and one on the perimeter. It does so much for your defense. I said just having Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday kept our defense like legit with no defensive schemes that was like, good. So now we have Kate. You got Jada, who's an elite defender. As far as the guards go, Jada's probably our best defender when she's locked in. Honestly, it's really Bella, who's a freshman. It's kind of crazy, but when Jada's locked in, she's our best defender, like on-ball defender, POA. But I think our most consistent defender is Bella. She got the reputation now. Who could guard Tessa? Me, motherfucker. locked her ass down, dog. Like, as I said, she mentioned to play Bella earlier, you know what I'm saying? But once again, that's South Carolina. We'll see how Kilmoki does against South Carolina. But, all right, let's go to... Yeah, it's a long-ass video. But it's all right, I'll break it up. We LSU fans over here. Kate joined to play defensive rebounding. Blase. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, man, we got to the end. Yes. Yes, we got to 100, 101. And it's crazy, though, South Carolina, you know, they couldn't let us one up them, so they had to score 1-on-1 exactly, too. You know, I want to see South Carolina again. Now, we're going to have to beat UConn to do it. I'm honestly not worried about UConn. I'm not. I'm more worried about Kim Mulkey not playing the way she should play. That's what I'm more concerned about. If Kim Mulkey stays the course and doesn't go back to her small ball bullshit, then we win against UConn. Both her small ball bullshit and her not using her bench bullshit. It's like, son, our depth is our strength. Because we could really full court press if we wanted to. We have the defenders and we have the team. But the thing is, we're so gifted offensively. This full court press is what you do when you know you're outmatched offensively. You put all of that effort into your defense. There's no reason for us to full court press because we have so many good offensive players. But we could definitely half court press a lot more often. We could play, or at least we could play 90 feet, or however long it is in college. We could have a defender. We could always play heavy press defense, one-on-one press as far as necessarily we need to trap, full court trapping and shit like that. We didn't do that because our offense is so good. But we could definitely put more pressure because we have so many bodies. And once again, when you're tired, that's how those four quarters come down. When you're tired and you don't have the same energy, the shots just a little bit off, your decisions are just a little bit slower. That's LSU's strength. We slow you down just that much because we're freshened. We have the athletic bodies. So that's what we need to do. At a post game, once again, Mogu saying some dumb shit about defense. And I'm like, no, you wasn't worried about defense. Because you will pull Kate out the game, who was our most impactful defender. Man, when I saw her guard on the perimeter in the Texas game, I was like, okay, all right, she's trying to show something now. Because before most teams' game plans would be to pull Kate out. But now, Kate, she's like, man, I'm not switching back. Come on. Denying shit at the line, you heard it? Give me at the 3-point line, I'm like, man, what you doing? Defensive masterclass. Kate and Flausier, they were the best in the Texas Tech game. So everybody played amazing. Everybody did. I'm going to also give another shout out to, of course, Joyner, who balled out, double-double, you heard me? Double-double. I think he had two players double-double. Kate and Joyner. But, yeah, this is getting a little long. But that's everything I pretty much wanted to cover. So, hey, I can't wait to see the next game and try to keep some posts and updates on it. I'm going to do another short talk about Kilmoki and the coaches. But if you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, share this shit, all the good things. Now, I'm your boy, DJ Rooster. Wake your ass up. New Orleans never sleeps, baby. Yeah.